Hello, 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 hello. I've totally kept it paused right here in Liyue the whole time. Definitely wasn't just using that as a background music hack. Alright. So when last we left off, we had gotten a few offerings ready for the departing rites for the deceased Arkhan. And Zhongli is the one telling us to do all this stuff. And we thought we had everything we needed, but apparently we also need kites. Apparently kites are very important to the funeral rites of an Arkhan. I guess. Why did it want me to go around like that? Sometimes the pathing in this game is kind of silly. But yes, we get to go buy a kite. We're not technically at the hour mark yet. But I'm just really excited to keep doing the story. I really like this world and how they built it and the cultures and the stories and all that. So I'm just enjoying it too much to wait. Alright. Hello, Granny Shan. Are you going to sell me some kites?
Ah, sir, you're here. The 7 kites you asked for have been made to order. Would you like to take them now?
Yes, thank you.
His voice. I'm still never ready for it. It's just so good.
It's rare to see customers who want to buy this type of kite nowadays. In the early days, we used to get orders from people of all walks of life.
Is that so?
Well, this is Mr. Zhongli from the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, so he's probably well-versed in all these walks of life.
See, it's funny.
We've talked about a whole bunch of things while
people.
traveling with him. He seems to know Liyue's favorite topics, money and government, really well, but he likes talking about less useful topics instead.
Paimon, he is within earshot still. She has no manners.
Well, that's because I prefer to share fun things with you.
Yeah, you tell her, Zhongli.
Children's toys are very fun things, that's for sure. I enjoy watching the children at play as much as anyone else, but there is more to it than that. Finely crafted toys are well loved by children, but this craft itself has been honed over thousands of years, and there is meaning behind that. I have made kites in Liyue for 40 years, and I am intimately familiar with the forms passed down from my ancestors. The meaning of these 7 kites is far from banal.
Well, I would hope that the kites have a special meaning if we're going to be using them for a funeral.
Indeed. These are decorations used in the rite of parting. The 7 kites represent the 7.
Oh.
I took the liberty of coloring outside the lines when doing the insignia of the Animo Arkhan. As for the kite that honors the Geo Arkhan, one must follow the contract given right down to the last letter. These patterns are ancient, and you can also find them in the Golden House.
Oh, that's cool.
Ah, Paimon.
Do we ever get to visit the Golden House? I want to visit the Golden House.
Huh?
The design of this kite displays a firm grasp on the cyclicality and eternity so dear to the Electro-Arkhan. These markings of tree and leaf pay due honor to wisdom in the passage of time. Justice flows across the surface of the waters. War rages like a flame, as does that which the Cryo-Arkhan once... Yes, these details are masterfully done.
The compliments of a learned man truly are pleasant.
Well then,
I
Granny
still think
Shan,
he looks awfully
I shall take these
extra.
back with me. As for the payment,
As for payment, he says.
Well, allow me.
Child! Child's gonna help. We don't have to pay for it this time.
Hey, it's Child!
You ambushed us!
No way. I was just passing through. I see Mr. Zhongli's the same as ever. When paying, well, when getting others to pay for him, he neither looks at the price tag nor his wallet. He knows a great deal about money, and about the trials of the common man. He just doesn't consider poverty to be something that could ever happen to him. Or perhaps you could say that he cannot imagine himself lacking money.
That's a weird way to put it.
How has he not died of hunger yet?
child, you are as fond of jokes as ever. Well then, since we've purchased our kites without incident, there's no need to take a break before moving to the next step in our preparations. The
What's
rite
the
of
next step?
parting requires helping hands as well as materials. We should be able to find some people near the harbor.
We're gonna recruit people to help us
by
with the
the way,
funeral.
take this bag of money. You probably won't want to let Zhongli do the bargaining, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Seems I missed out on some interesting information. I suppose I'll just have to find a more opportune moment next time.
I don't like the way he said that.
Another handsome sum today.
Hiring help? Sure. But let me just say first that I'm a reserve member of the Adventurers Guild. I take adventuring commissions, but I don't do anything clerical.
Adventure? Venturing into the mountains to capture a few crystal flies seems adventurous enough.
Brave adventurer, we have need of 5 crystal flies.
Eh? That's not hard. Almost a bit too easy for a reserve adventurer. Never mind. I'll only charge you 15,000 Mora. What say you?
A most fair price.
Yes, a fair price.
A pleasure doing business with you.
There's our next one.
A full day of odd jobs at
Are we really
Terrace.
hiring tic-tac-toe?
No problem. 25,000 per day. A fair trade, yes?
Whoa, that's expensive. Could you give us a bit of a discount on account of the whole Hero of Mondstadt thing?
Hero of Mondstadt? Never heard of them.
Well, you may never have heard of this hero, but it seems you've heard of Mora nonetheless. Thus, I will simply pay the whole sum.
Wait, let's talk! I still need to have enough to pay the next person.
This price will do. No loss to me for a day's work.
Yeah. If we just do 15k each, then everyone should be happy, right? I think that sounds fair. Yep, we're hiring Tic-Tac-Toe, the dock workers.
Oh, help? Sure. I, Tick, always put in 100% effort into everything I do. Of course, there'll be a premium if you want me to give 110%. So what's the job?
Let me see. We are still missing some wooden implements over at Yujing Terrace. They aren't uncommon objects, so I didn't make any special preparations for them.
No problem. That'll be 20,000 mora for a single trip. How does that sound?
20,000?
Done.
No. Zhongli really has no idea what money is and how it works, does he? Just let me enter a number. I forgot that that was an option.
Let me think. Deal.
Haha! We did it!
This price is reasonable. I'll hop right to it.
Paimon deceives the other Big Mac. Wait, who's the other Big Mac? Is Zhongli the other Big Mac? Is that your way of saying he's a snack? Alright, child. What do you want? I have some money left over.
All finished then? Splendid. Any leftover cash is yours to keep. A favor for the Fatui should never go unrewarded.
Oh, cool. Thanks, dude.
You think you can buy us off with some loose change? No way! Paimon demands to know when the next payment is coming.
I'm with you, player character. Facepalm.
Well, how does this sound? You give me the information I need, and maybe I'll leave the Northland Bank's vaults open and unattended for half an hour.
What info do you need?
Paimon, we're not gonna steal from the bank.
Huh. Does that mean you know what he's after?
Are you forgetting what happened in Mondstadt?
Yikes! You're right! Signora!
You both need to calm down. I don't know what's gotten into you. Just what is this about? The atmosphere got so tense all of a sudden.
Next, we need some everlasting incense. For this, we need to go to Boo Boo Pharmacy, the finest pharmacy in all of... Is everything okay?
Everything is fine. I was just informing them that they need not return the surplus mora.
I mean, that is part of what you said.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I must be going.
Paimon definitely felt like Child wasn't happy with us just now.
I don't know how much we want to be friends with Child, though, considering he works for the Fatui. Let's go to Disneyland for a full vacation. Man, Genshin Disneyland would probably be a lot of fun. Like, everything that's great about Disney, but then also make it all cel-shaded and gorgeous like the game. And with minimal NPCs in the way. Leave Paimon in the car? No! You're not supposed to leave your pets in the car. You do not leave pets or children unattended in the vehicle. It's like the biggest rule of owning a car. Well, not the biggest rule, but it's one of the biggest rules about owning a car.
Huh. The reception is deserted. And it seems kinda spooky in here. Hello? Is anybody there?
Welcome to Boo Boo Pharmacy.
Uh-oh.
Huh? Did you hear that?
The reception, it seems.
Even he doesn't know.
You go check it out, and Paimon will bring up the rear.
Fine, I'll check it out. Oh, it's a little zombie kid. Oh, she's so little. She's so little. Look at her.
There you are. But you can't even reach the counter.
Is she a zombie?
Ah, Paimon thinks you might be right. Look at the talisman on her forehead.
Welcome to Boo Boo Pharmacy. I am Chi-Chi.
Chi-Chi, why do you have a grown-up voice? It's
Once
weird.
upon a time, Chi-Chi died. Then, Chi-Chi was saved by the Adepti. Now, Chi-Chi is a zombie.
Do zombies also count as adepti? I think I'm gonna go with such nonchalant delivery for a bombshell revelation.
Something like this would be unimaginable in Mondstadt.
Hello, little girl. Do you sell everlasting
She told us
incense
her
here?
name, Zhongli. Paimon gets haunted by Donald Trump. No! No!
Excuse me, sir. Did you bring your prescription?
Surely no prescription is needed to purchase everlasting incense. It's not a controlled substance.
Chi-Chi can get your medicine, but only if you show Chi-Chi your prescription. These are Chi-Chi's orders from Chi-Chi.
Orders?
Zombies are limited to acting within the confines of their orders. And somehow in this case, the zombie issues her own orders to herself. My dear Chi-Chi, we didn't bring a prescription, I'm afraid. But we do hope that you can still help us find some everlasting incense.
Okay then,
How did you manage that?
but Chi-Chi helps you. You help Chi-Chi. Only fair.
Yeah, that is fair. What do you want, Chi-Chi?
Since when do customers need to do favors for customer service staff?
Never mind. Just think of it as a peer-to-peer transaction. That way everybody wins. Sometimes in Liyue, the art of the deal is simply about victory via mental gymnastics.
Go to Mount Tianheng, find the Guizhong Ballista, and hunt a cocoa goat. Please and
cocoa
thank
goat?
you.
Hunt the what with the witch at the where?
Guizhong Ballista. I have heard of this device before. It's a kind of crossbow turret, installed on Mount Qinheng by an adeptus in the distant past. An early mechanical device. Located in Qinheng Pass, it was designed to automatically fire at large monsters, protecting Liyue from external threats.
I have an episode for the Genshin show. Oh dear.
Mr. Zhongli really knows Liyue inside out.
Apparently not quite. This is the first I have ever heard of the cocoa goat.
The cocoa goat is a legendary animal, an adeptabeast.
Did you want to add anything else, or...?
No, just that the cocoa goat is a legendary animal, an adeptabeast. What it looks like, don't know. Where to find it, don't know either. Where it came from, also don't know.
Do tell us if you remember anything else you don't remember. Or, this isn't much to go on. This isn't much to go on.
Very well then. Let's start by investigating near the Guizhong Ballista. Perhaps we will find some clues.
Zhongli, you're not helping.
What the heck is a cocoa goat?
What the heck is any of this quest? It's called Poor Sick Paimon Can't Stay Off TV. Just sit her down and, like, tell her that she's sick so that she'll just stay home and watch TV instead of being annoying. Here we are.
It's huge! Paimon can totally believe it took an Adeptus to build this. But how do you operate this thing? Just think how much strength you would need.
It is currently inoperable in any case. This device is broken.
Well, we've got to fix it then.
It broke?
After millennia of wear and tear, even Adepti contraptions are difficult to maintain.
So what are we gonna do? Quick, Mr. Zhongli, use your unlimited high society knowledge power!
She says it like it's a superpower he can just activate.
You almost make it sound like I'm some sort of bourgeois parasite whose only utility lies in providing quaint pieces of trivia on demand.
Wow. Did he just self-burn that hard? I mean, Paimon was actually trying to say you'd be helpful for once. But okay, Mr. Zhongli.
That said, let me think for a moment. Ah, yes. Spare parts were made for the Guizhong Ballista when it was first built, in case it was damaged in battle. As I recall, there is a military supply post from that period somewhere inside the pass.
I'm guessing it's where the camera's panning to?
If we can retrieve the spare parts from where they are stored,
Paimon is
we
sick
may be
with
able
a
to
bad
repair
cough,
the Guizhong
so
Ballista.
she is told by Zhongli to go to
One
bed
just
early
needs to
and get enough
understand the
rest.
basic working principles of the device.
So, what you're saying is that you actually understand the working principles?
I have a smattering of knowledge on the topic. With the parts in hand, I could at least tinker with it.
Why is there so much to be done about this?
Where is that supply post? Here, post...
Oh, one of these work.
Give me all that free stuff. All this free stuff. And all this free stuff.
Wonderful.
And now we go back up over here to the ballista. While Zhongli tried to have some alone time in the living room, she heard some banging coming from Paimon's bedroom. But oh no.
Ah, these parts look useful. One moment. I will try to repair the device. It is done. The Guizhong Ballista is more intricately designed than I thought.
That took him no time at all.
Ooh! Now how do we turn it on?
It's easy enough. We simply need to do this. Look, it even has a scope.
Over here we have... nothing. And over there... more nothing.
Hey! Just what do you think you're doing?
Uh-oh. And over there, we
So
have
you fixed
trouble.
up this turret because you're planning to do what exactly?
Not a turret. A Guizhong Ballista. Also, kindly state your name before you ask a question. It's just good manners.
Ha! Are you blind or something? You're looking at the leader of the treasure hoarders, old man.
Old man? Zhongli's like 40 at the oldest.
This area's supposed to be chock full of hidden treasures, but you can't get anywhere near them with this thing keeping watch. It might look like any other mechanical device, but trust me, it's got a mind of its own. Last time we approached the mountain, it nearly skewered one of our guys. A few of us risked our lives to disarm it, which amazingly we managed. And then we turn our backs for 2 seconds, and you've already gone and repaired it! The next thing you'll be repairing is your faces! And that's if you get out of this alive!
Tut tut. Vandalizing the legacy of an Adeptus for selfish gain. Disgraceful behavior. It is not we who need reprimanding, but you.
Time to kick some ass.
Windblade!
Leave it all to me.
You're open.
Should replace my
You're open.
Where'd he go?
Hey! Let it rain!
Well, I need to get back up there. Let me get back over, please.
Steady as stone. Time to clean up. Someone needs assistance. I must leave no stone unturned.
There's gonna be a third wave after this.
I got careless. That tingle? Picked the wrong test subject.
You're open.
Steady as stone.
so many enemies.
You're open. You're open.
As a dutiful maid would.
You're open.
Jab and cross.
You're open. You're open.
Whew, we did it.
Huh. These lowlifes didn't know who they were messing with.
Troubling ourselves over this rabble is not worth the time. We should focus on our contract with Chi-Chi.
The rabble is dead, sir.
Oh, yeah, that! So we've got the Guizhong Ballista working, but where's our Coca Goat?
A search using the Guizhong Ballista revealed no significant life forms nearby, save for the usual wildlife. What's more, a contraption built using Adeptus technology should have no trouble detecting an Adeptabeast, as Chi-Chi put it.
Which means... A Paimon wouldn't go that far. We did something positive, right?
We won't solve anything while standing here and racking our brains. Let's return to Boo Boo Pharmacy, explain that we could not find a Coco Goat, and review our next step.
He went up and saw that Paimon was playing on his Xbox and eating cinnamon bun icing. That's when he realized Paimon was getting him to wait on her. The video ends with Zhongli saying he's done and he's not waiting on Paimon. Yeah, Paimon seems...
We did our best, and that's what counts.
Paimon seems to think that she needs everyone to do everything for her. And it is kind of annoying, not gonna lie. There's a Geoculus, like, right here. Right around here somewhere. Is it in this tree? I know that there are several hidden in trees. It would not appear to be in this tree.
Windblade.
Sort of thought that that would result in me being able to find the thing. Oh, it's in there. How do we get in there? I didn't see any more stairs down. And we just beat all the enemies. So it's not a beat all the enemies thing. Oh, there's a hole.
Wingblade!
There. Now we have the things. Zhongli's too hot.
Dusty.
Yeah.
Give it a spring cleaning.
He's handsome, he's got a great voice, he has a vast amount of knowledge. But his inability to comprehend money is a bit of a turn-off, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say that I'm the most responsible with money or anything, but you've gotta have some amount of sense and understanding that things cost money. Okay, now that we got that, we can go back to the pharmacy. I have a feeling that going back without what Chi-Chi wants is going to make it more of a pharmacy, though. Excuse me.
Rest assured that she's
Forgive us. We were unable to fulfill our end of the contract. We found no trace of the Coco Goat Adeptabeast of which you speak.
What a disappointment. Don't worry about it. But I feel very disappointed.
Aw, poor Chi-Chi. Why does Paimon feel so guilty all of a sudden?
Oh, trust me, we all have our embarrassing daydream husbandos and waifus. No judgment. I wouldn't necessarily be making any joint bank accounts with him. Chi-Chi, do you have any other clues?
Cocoa goat milk is tasty. So tasty. Much better than normal goat milk. I'm sorry. I have a poor memory. I cannot remember the name of the milk. That's why I wrote it down. Where did I put it? Ah, here. This is the name. Coconut milk.
Huh?
There's no such thing as a cocoa goat. Zhongli's like, this is the stupidest shit I've ever had to deal with.
I owe you both an apology. I hastily agreed to what appeared to be an equitable agreement with this zombie child, when perhaps I should have undertaken further due diligence.
Never mind, Zhongli. You didn't know. As the Liyue proverb goes, all things are random and, so how are you supposed to predict anything? Literally no one could have seen this coming.
Excuse me, everyone. Did Chi-Chi say a bad thing?
No.
Sorry, but Paimon's gonna leave the job of shattering this poor kiddo's world to you.
She's already a zombie. How much worse could her life be? Sit on Paimon. No, I will not. There will be no sitting on Paimon. She is tiny and fragile and she would break. And we need her. She's how we access our menu. It's time to tell you where coconut milk comes from.
No. Impossible.
Seems Chi-Chi took this pretty hard.
She just needs time to work through it.
Someone learnt a valuable life lesson today, then.
Oh, look at
Thank
his
you
little
all for
snake!
looking after my little Chi-Chi.
Do you see that little... He's got a little snoot!
Might I ask who...
Ah, how rude of me. I'm Baiju, boss of the Boo Boo Pharmacy.
Look at the snake! It's so cute!
Paimon thought Chi-Chi was the boss. Turns out it's some wacko who wears medicinal ingredients around his neck. What a sorry state of affairs. This little mascot is even more of a simpleton than Chi-Chi. The medicine... The snake is speaking!
We just spoke to like multiple talking egrets and stuff. Nothing in Leo has surprises me anymore.
I prefer to stay silent, but faced with strangers, I must speak, lest you mistake me for an escapee from the medicine cabinet, for I am a living, breathing serpent!
Don't mind Chung Sheng. She's a good girl, really. As for you three, communal chaos causing with Chi-Chi aside, what business brings you here?
Do you sell everlasting incense in this fine establishment?
Everlasting incense? Why, of course we do.
Phew, at last! Things are finally starting to come together.
3 million mora. Top quality. Guaranteed.
3 million? You might as well just rob the Golden House.
Aw, too bad the Chising have taken it over for now. Security will be tighter than usual.
3 million. An innocuous number in and of itself. Though practically speaking, it could be a hard sum to come by.
It's a crazy number. We'd never be able to make that much mora. And as for Mr. Zhongli, he's around 3 million short.
Yeah, he sure is.
This is correct.
No shame.
What are we gonna do? Is this the part where we go crawling back to Child?
20 minutes later.
Coco Goat. Coco Goat. My sides hurt.
Apparently
Oh,
he was
I
listening.
cannot believe you fell for that.
Hey, less laughter, more sympathy.
I'm almost in tears over here. Thank you. That was the best laugh I've had in a long time. In return, I'm more than happy to sort out this mess you've managed to get yourselves into. Excuse me, sir. Dr. Baiju, isn't it? Truly honored. I'm Child, one of the Fatui Harbingers. Forgive my audacity, but I see a great many opportunities for us to collaborate in the future. If Boo Boo Pharmacy needed a stable supply of, say, coconut milk, the Fatui could help by setting up a robust and speedy distribution network.
Strange. I knew the Fatui infiltrated businesses with seductive deals, but so much fuss over coconut milk?
Coconut milk. Baiju, quick. Chi-Chi wants coconut milk.
Oh. How can you say no to that face? Look at her! Even if she has a weirdly adult-sounding voice.
Ah, yes, of course, Chi-Chi. Anything you want. Thank you, Child. I look forward to a successful collaboration in the future. I can give you a discount on that everlasting incense, too. Let's say 2,990,000 more.
That's only a 10K discount,
That's
really?
like 0 difference from 3 million.
Yeah.
2,990,000. Also an innocuous number in and of itself, though practically speaking, it is a whole 10,000 less than the original sum of 3 million.
That really is not very much.
Well, now that this is settled, we must head back to Yujing Terrace. Mr. Child, Dr. Baiju, little Miss Chi-Chi, see you soon.
That lot is an absolute riot. Honestly, I can't remember the last time I laughed so hard. So, you've been eavesdropping, I hope? What have I missed?
Yes, Master Child. They spoke of the Qixing taking the Golden House.
Well, well, well. Ningguang and her Qi-Sing cronies. What else would they be hiding in the Golden House, if not the Exuvia? I apologize, but I warned you, didn't I? As the old Liyue saying goes, the walls have ears.
Say no to Chi-Chi. But Chi-Chi just wants coconut milk. And she asked so nicely. Well, it wasn't... She didn't really ask nicely, but you know what I mean. She had those big old puppy dog eyes. Here's where all the other quest items have ended up. I don't see the kites. Where are the kites? Fine.
Well, as it stands, we've hired helpers, and we've acquired the everlasting incense. The completion of our preparations is not far off.
Finally!
Well, traveler, have you gained anything from our adventure so far?
It's been... odd.
Odd?
I'm not sure if we've been experiencing the high life or experiencing the struggles of the poor.
Which is it, I wonder? The questions that such travels raise are ever so complicated. Well, I'll leave you to ruminate over it yourself. As to remuneration for your help, I've decided to treat you to a meal.
Zhongli? Treating? Like, I love the idea of going out to dinner with him as much as anyone who has a good sense of taste. But I thought we pretty firmly established this man has no money. What kind of meal is he going to buy us with no money?
Oh, yes, don't worry. I will remember to bring the Mora this time. Tonight, I shall take you both to an old hole-in-the-wall, praised throughout Liyue.
Hole in the wall? As in a cool restaurant?
Indeed. Let us meet near the harbor, at third round knockout.
Third round knockout? Sounds more like a boxing ring.
May the Lord of Geo protect you and fortune find you.
Wait until the appointed time. Wait, what time are we waiting for? 1800. Okay. I'm trying to do as close to the exact right time as possible. That's as close as it's letting me get the way that it works on here. It throws coconut milk at her. Don't do that! She's just a little zombie child. Also, I guess we had to talk to Zhongli before the kites would show up, because they showed up, like, after we talked to him.
Protect you and fortune find you.
I keep forgetting there's water there. Zhongli.
Ah, you're here. There's no need to order. I've already done so.
It would appear so.
Third round knockout is not for lightweights, like those taverns in Mondstadt. Here, the owner does not take such unorthodox orders as fruit juice.
So does that mean I can order wine this time? I love that that's the actual speech option.
I ordered some wine-fermented sweet rice balls for you, if that counts.
I guess I should have expected this.
If it is to your liking, dear customers, I shall continue the tale of Lady Ningguang's Jade Chamber.
Hey, there's even a storyteller here! Great atmosphere!
Besides fine wine, the excellent ambiance is the reason why this place is so well loved. But when I say ambiance, I refer to a different sort from the one the Tevat travel guide uses to judge other establishments.
As you all know, high above the land of Liyue lies a pavilion in the clouds, a palace in the mist. What does it mean to have all-seeing eyes? This, my friends, Lady Ningguang's masterwork that bridges earth and sky. Imagine, the weather is clear, and you gaze down from the deck on the world below. Behold, the glorious sights of Liyue Harbor, stretching out far and wide.
She has horns.
They say that when Lady Ningguang ponders important affairs, she retreats to her Jade Chamber with none but her 3 closest confidants in tow. Why brings she these trusted 3 to sift through sources, dig through documents, looking for information? Piece by piece, facts and figures paint a picture on the walls of the chamber. But well before the wall is filled, Lady Ningguang's mind is made up. Having made her call, she has every last document shredded, and whoosh, she scatters the shavings out her window. Ah, look at them, how they billow in the wind like a sudden swirling blizzard. As the fragments fall, traces of text flicker before the eyes of the merchants of Liyue, like ink stains in white snow. The saying goes, the rarest treasures in the land are the words brought by the paper snow. For the words of the Tianquan have the power to move mountains, and all throughout the land know it.
Huh. Weird, but okay.
These are but scraps of paper, and yet they guide Lady Ningguang's hand. Such is their value. Merely grasping 1 or 2 of them will surely gift you a fragment of her wisdom. Enough to stay a step or 2 ahead of your peers.
Tianquan Ningguang. Feels like we're hearing this name a lot.
It sure does, Paimon.
Liyue locals talk about her. The Fatui hate her. She's most likely the one who hid the Exuvia, and we saw her at the Rite of Dissension. Huh. Paimon wonders what sort of person she is.
At last I have found you. You who returned from Jueyun Karst.
Who's there?
Paimon, we gotta go.
Wait, I am not with the Millilith, nor am I here to claim your bounty.
Is that... Does she have a booty? It looks like she has a booty. Hold on. I will find a way to point it out. Okay, can you see my mouse? Okay. Like right here. If you look closely, it looks like she has some booty going on. Booty. Okay, continuing.
However, I am an emissary of the Liyue Qixing. My name is Ganyu, secretary at the Yue High Pavilion, and I have come specifically to meet you.
Emissary?
Well, In concrete terms, I am the corporate secretary for the Qixing. At the moment, I am serving as Lady Ningguang's special emissary.
Ningguang sent you? We were literally just talking about her.
My apologies, you who have returned from Jiayun Karst. I am duty-bound and cannot extend my courtesy to you in full. But I have with me a letter from Lady Ningguang. She extends a formal invitation to you in her capacity as Tianquan.
What?
She invites you to her palace in the sky.
Palace in the... We get to actually go to the palace in the sky?
An official invitation?
Lady Ningguang said this. Invite her to come here. I wish to meet her. At the Jade Chamber, together we shall snip every one of these entwining dark threads.
Huh, okay. To be continued.
And with that, the emissary who called
Ganyu is
herself
gone.
Ganyu just disappeared. But we've received an invitation from the Liyue Qixing. Paimon still can't believe it. We'll be meeting people that have way more money than Paimon could ever count. We should be on our best manners.
I always mind my manners, Paimon.
An invitation to visit the Jade Chamber is a rare honor indeed. You'd best be on your way now. But don't forget about the rite of parting. Once you've finished at the Jade Chamber, meet me at Dihua Marsh.
Don't worry, we won't forget. Dihua Marsh. We'll see you there.
Listen, let me tell you how.
Okay. Let's grab those achievements. What else has a notification on it? Ministry missions. Huh, okay. We're not dealing with that right now, though. We have other things to handle. Like getting the rest of the way up this mountain. And fighting those enemies that are on the way. Get all those crystal chunks.
Leave it all to me.
Give me all this, and all that, and all this. And up we go. there's an Oculus in there. We'll keep climbing the mountain in a sec. I promise. But we're getting the Oculus. And all this jade. Hello. Okay. It's pretty high up. So we need to get similarly high up if we're gonna get it. Oh, I guess I got too high up.
The Jade Chamber.
Question is, how do we get up there?
This is bad. Paimon's supposed to be your guide, but Paimon doesn't know where the way up to the Jade Chamber is.
We should have asked that emissary, Ganyu.
Well, since we want to go to the Jade Chamber, heading to its location on the map is the sensible thing to do. Let's look around. There has to be a way up there nearby.
That green platform looks like it's part of the puzzle. Oh, hey.
Hey, look! There's some sort of mechanism thingy. Since this is the right place, it must have something to do with the Jade Chamber.
Maybe it's how we get there.
Yes, this must be the way.
Wingblade!
Huh? It only takes us up to here. Aw, if that wind current was stronger, we'd be able to reach the top in one go.
Best we go back to Liyue and ask the Millilith.
Huh? Why?
The way up shouldn't be a secret, or...
Oh, Paimon gets it. If it was a secret, Ganyu wouldn't have let us try to find it ourselves, right? Alright, let's follow your plan. Then we can... Oh, hang on a moment. Look down there. Looks like we've gotten close to the Guizhong Ballista. Paimon has a new idea. Why don't we shoot you up to the Jade Chamber using the ballista?
No thanks, I don't have a death wish, or do you really hate me that much? I'm going with that one. Do you really hate me that much?
No. Paimon may have just forgotten to think about the safety measures.
The ballista does have a scope.
Oh, that's right. Now that you mention it, we could use the Guizhong Ballista to see if there's another way up nearby.
I'll keep this close.
Wow, that's all that was in it was... Okay. Reseliee! I like helping the Reselees.
I must leave no stone unturned. A little dusty. give it a spring cleaning.
Where'd the reseliee go? And how do I reach that Geoculus from here? If I was Geo Traveler right now, I could probably do it that way. Oh well. We'll just go where we were supposed to be going. More of these guys?
Halt! Who trespasses on these hallowed grounds?
Hollowed what now? These are the wilds.
Exactly. What are you talking about? We're invited guests. What makes you think you can treat us like this? No. Wait. Maybe this was Ningguang's plan all along. She pretended to invite us to the Jade Chamber, but set up a millilith ambush here to arrest us.
We haven't told them that we were invited yet, though.
Now Paimon's mad. You, over there. This is a trick, isn't it? How shameless.
What? We're just on guard duty. What do you mean, shameless?
He's got a point.
Seize these suspicious intruders at once.
Well, here they come. Line them up and knock them down.
Steady as stone. I'll catch up. I must leave no stone unturned.
Tactical retreat.
Alright. Did the Mafia boss guy bring money this time? He did! He bought us dinner.
As a good knight should.
Attack! Take this! Tactical retreat!
Ningguang's gonna be so mad at us when we tell her that we beat up all of her men.
Beaten. Who goes there? Take the target alive.
Someone needs assistance.
I keep accidentally knocking them down here.
Lithic Triad.
Come on, this way. Come on. Back up to where we were fighting before. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Attack.
One of them's still stuck.
Steady as stone.
There we go. He figured it out. I'm actually impressed. I really thought he was going to swindle the folks. I mean, we did still have to pay for a couple more things first. But he did buy us dinner. And Child covered one of the things that he made us pay for. So we didn't actually have to pay for it after all.
Attack! Tactical retreat!
I'll catch
up. The Triad!
Ow. Excuse you, sir. I didn't appreciate that.
As a dutiful maid would.
Rested.
What's all this about?
Lady Kuching, these two strange people suddenly appeared. They seem to have designs on the Guizhong Ballista.
Who are you calling strange?
We were just looking for a way to the Jade Chamber.
You want to go to the Jade Chamber? Who are you?
We're invited guests here to look for the Liu Qixing. Who are you?
Well, as it happens, I am one of the Liu Qixing.
Oh!
I'm Kuching, the Yuheng of the Qixing.
I don't know what any of these titles mean.
You're Ningguang's guests, yes? Didn't expect to meet you here in the mountains.
Wow. Paimon didn't think we'd meet some super rich big shot out here in the middle of nowhere either.
The Guizhong Ballista in Tianheng Pass has long been in disrepair, and yet it was fixed in a single night. I came here to investigate that occurrence. These Millilith are just here to guard the scene, not to arrest anyone.
I don't think it's a tactical retreat anymore when you get beat so badly you disappear into thin air. Don't worry about it. Let them have their little delusion.
So this was all a misunderstanding? Paimon never would have thought.
Thinking isn't that hard, Paimon.
Anyway, for a mortal to be able to repair an Adepti mechanism is quite the mystery, even to the Qixing.
That was...
Shh, Paimon. Don't complicate the matter.
Eh? Oh, right. So, Lady Yuheng, might you have any idea why Lady Tianquan invited us to go to the Jade Chamber?
And then didn't tell us how to get there?
Just call me Kuching. I'd say that Ningguang's purpose is to request that the savior of Mondstadt take a more neutral stance. Or at least, to not wholly side with the Adepti.
Seatbelts are supposed to be able to wrap around, like, anything.
We're not taking sides. We spoke with the Adepti. They want to protect Liu as well.
When you say protect, you're referring to their sanctimonious arrogance, aren't you?
Huh?
You are mortals, and thus under their protection. There was no way they would have regarded you as someone with the ability to assassinate a god. Naturally, they would also regard Ningguang's locking down the area, questioning the citizenry, and pursuit of the assassin to be pointless work. Perhaps they even wonder if there might be a cover-up.
I know Paimon didn't utter those very words, well... Oh, she did! She did, in fact, say those words that you heard her say.
I'll say it like it is. They're underestimating us.
Well, you've got a point there. Still, this is the first time Paimon's seen a person from Liyue who doesn't respect the gods or the Adepti.
Should I respect the shallow sense of time and condescension to mortals that has caused them to delay in moving against us, Qixing? Forget it. I shouldn't speak of them this way. This skepticism is mine alone, and Ningguang does not share it. Either way, I will admit that the actions of the Adepti this time were quite restrained. Rex Lapis's death is indeed an extraordinary circumstance. But to think that they would call for a council of Adepti rather than come down here directly. How surprisingly civilized of them.
Ningguang would prefer to negotiate, wouldn't she?
Well, for Ningguang, she would talk anything and everything out if she could. But I doubt we can do that here. The time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue?
Another super bold statement.
I'll stop here. Honestly, I hadn't intended to say so much. But you're a good listener, Traveler. You should both be off to the Jade Chamber. Don't be late now. Ningguang's schedule is packed to the gills all the way till next year. The
But how do we
cream
get
of
there?
Liyue's mercantile crop all see ascending to the Jade Chamber as the greatest honor. Each brings rich gifts as they visit, all to curry a little favor with Ningguang.
Favor?
Paimon, get serious.
But... Wait, that's right. Greeting gifts are a staple of Liyue's culture. We need to get one. Not to curry favor or anything, just to respect Liyue's culture.
Uh-huh. So eager.
All right. You can decide on your greeting gift yourselves. Let me tell you how to get to the Jade Chamber first. You didn't actually have to come to Mount Tianheng. Go back to Liyue Harbor. Find a guide at the Yuehai Pavilion, and... well then. May we meet again, traveler.
We don't actually get to hear the whole explanation? Hold on!
Well, that Yuheng may not respect the gods, but Paimon thinks she's a pretty cool person.
She made a good impression on me, too.
So, what should we give to Ningguang when we see her?
You really have shifted focus, haven't you, Paimon?
Oh, right! Paimon dreamed of an amazing snack last night. Sugar-frosted slime!
Ugh, that sounds awful.
Paimon has a feeling that it would be perfect for a super rich person like Ningguang.
It sounds terrible, Paimon.
Why don't we go with that for a gift?
And how would we make this thing you dreamed up?
With a certain boom shakalaka, of course. Let's
that
go
doesn't
get
help.
Ingredients. Time waits for no one, and neither will our riches.
She's not gonna just hand us a bunch of money because we brought her some weird food. Of course not, that would be too easy.
Look at that slime! It looks crystal clear and very delicious.
No, slimes do not look delicious.
Huh?
Okay, the next one's over here.
In the air. Huh? Did you hear that?
Sounded like someone was calling for help, or sounded like someone was singing?
It seemed like it came from those ruins over there. Uh-oh. It looks like the treasure hoarders have locked someone inside.
Time to kill some more treasure hoarders.
There's no end to this.
I must leave no stone unturned.
Give me these.
Someone needs assistance.
I hope I didn't bug out the quest by doing that.
Steady as stone.
Slimes do look pretty good, kind of like Jello.
A hunter.
I will respectfully disagree, partially because I don't like Jello in the first place. guess I got a cage key at some point. I will use the cage key. Hello, sir. I have saved you.
Thank you for your help, kind travelers. If you hadn't come to my aid, I surely would have rotted in this cell. Those treasure hoarders. When their mood was good, they'd rearrange those pots of sweet flowers. When they were in a bad mood, they'd rearrange my face.
Oof.
Aw, it was nothing. No need to thank us all at once or anything.
I understand. Don't worry. I will compensate you both.
There's really no need.
Don't say that. I only escaped this predicament because of you. I'm Meng Dan, a supplier for Mingxing jewelry in Liyue Harbor. I often walk around these mountains in search of antiques. I never expected that those treasure hoarders would have their eyes on the same ruins that I had. Before I knew it, they'd caught and imprisoned me. Is there anything that you lack? Antiques, treasure, various knickknacks, you name it. Well, as long as you want what I have to offer, of course.
Your goodwill is enough for me.
Wait a moment. Actually, we are looking for something.
Oh? And what might that be?
Do you have a box that can store presents? We'd like a pretty one. The kind that you can use to store snacks.
Of course we do. How can one sell antiques without gift boxes? At Mingxing Jewelry, we have the best gift wrapping service in the 7 nations.
Where's his original face? They rearranged it. Now that they're dead, we'll never find his original face again.
Now just give me a moment, and I'll let the boss know.
Great! Paimon Sugar Frosted Slime now comes in a beautiful package.
Still sounds terrible, but okay. Teleport back to town.
Told us that we could get a nice and shiny box from your store.
Uncle Meng already told me about it. Thank you both for saving him. Many of the best goods in our store were found by Uncle Meng. If anything were to happen to him, it would be impossible for us to continue doing business. Here, this container is itself an antique, with at least 140 years of history. It's already been cleaned. Will it do?
Yep. It's great!
And we're gonna put a horrible atrocity into it and hope that Ningguang actually likes it and eats it.
Could we borrow one other thing?
What happened to the audio there?
Sure. Please help yourselves. As long as it's on our shelves.
Traveler, this clay pot looks really awesome. If we use an antique as our mixing bowl, we should be able to make a great snack. It's done! The one and only sugar-frosted slime! Carefully now. Into the box it goes and dust it over with a bit more powdered sugar.
Is she basically making mochi?
Oh, yes. You might want to use these 2 freshly picked flowers as decorations, too.
Woohoo! It looks beautiful!
I mean, it doesn't look too bad. I'm still not sold on this gift idea.
Great! Now that we've put all that we've got into this box, let's go to the Jade Chamber to see Ningguang.
It wants us to go all the way over there. Okay. That's very bad. You'd think they'd have other people figure out how to run the place in the guy's absence. Well, it's a small family-owned business. If the family's not there, then what are they supposed to do? Like she said, it's her uncle. I guess that's our potential guide? Is there really just a Jade elevator?
This is what we
Really?
should say. Excuse me, do you sell the moon here?
Yes. How many would you like?
It's not convenient to speak of numbers here.
What?
Ah, well said. Please, use this to ascend to the chamber. Yes, speaking of which, are you two the guests that Lady Ningguang has arranged to meet with today?
We sure are. It only took us all day to figure out how to get there.
Yep.
And yet the code they used was not the one for guests, but for the Yuheng. What's going on here?
That would explain why he gave us the weird look. Oh, and now we're up here. Legs.
I've been waiting for you, returnee from Jueyun Karst.
It's Ningguang. Since this is our first meeting, we've prepared a gift. I hope you like it.
Oh, for me. You have my thanks. It seems that I have made things difficult for you, considering that you were supposed to be my guests.
Oh no, it's nothing.
Nice place, this Jade Chamber.
I'm glad you like it too. This palace floats in the skies, higher than the peak of any mountain. From this vantage point, one may survey all of Liyue. I have been gathering the funds necessary to build it from the time I began learning the merchant's craft. And since becoming the Tianquan, I have spared no effort in hiring the best craftsmen to constantly extend it. At first, it was but the size of one room. Now, it is large enough to blot out the moon in the skies above Liyue. One day, I believe it will overshadow all 7 nations.
She does not lack for ambition.
Not many from outside Liyue earn the right to ascend to the Jade Chamber. But I have been in correspondence with the acting Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius, who spoke highly of you. As such, I have been putting eyes and ears out ever since you reached Liyue.
What?
And I finally got wind of your movements when you were on the way to Wangshu Inn.
Wait, was Goldet one of your people?
Ignore the sirens. I don't know if you can hear them, but if you can, please ignore them.
Just Goldet? No.
They're just driving by. Don't worry about it.
Everyone at Wangshu Inn is one of ours.
We also ran into the Yuheng not long ago.
At the Guizhang Ballista, yes?
Yep.
You weren't peeking on us from the skies the whole time, were you?
I fear that peeking would have been a little difficult from this altitude. Our eyes and ears are more than sufficient. You two are very interesting people, after all. It would be natural to take an interest.
Kaching said that the Qixing would not wish ill on Rex Lapis.
Well, I wouldn't expect you to trust us, considering that you have had far more interactions with the Adepti.
Right?
The reason I invited you here was to clear up some
Glorious
misunderstandings.
Glorious, glorious lights. She's also like a foot taller than us. Maybe not a whole foot, but there's definitely a difference.
I believe that you've heard of the Arkhan War.
Only in the broadest of strokes.
Many gods used to walk this earth, and many long wars were fought between them that did not abate until 2,000 years ago. Much blood was shed, and many lives were lost. In the end, only 7 victors remained standing in Tevat. They built cities and nations on the corpses of the vanquished, and thus began the era of the 7. You can see Goyun Stone Forest from here, I trust. It is no natural rock formation. Those are giant spears of rock hurled by Rex Lapis during the war. Beneath the spears lie those cast down by Rex Lapis in those days, gods that failed to seize the title of Arkhan. Not only is it true that gods may die, but so too has the membership of the 7 changed over the last 2 millennia. Rex Lapis's passing is an unimaginable disaster for Liyue, but the Order of the 7 will not collapse simply because of that. Another Lord of Geo will arise sooner or later. Yet, how are we to forget Rex Lapis? When that time comes, the relationship between the people of Liyue and the gods and Adepti will surely be different from before. Even in a new era, the Liyue Qixing remain Rex Lapis's former subjects. Do you really think us capable of having played a part in his demise? Of lacking the foresight to see the certain repercussions?
Why hide the Exuvia then?
That day at Yujing Terrace, it was also very sudden. Even I was caught completely off guard. You were there, you no doubt saw. But our enemy has long lain hidden within the harbor. If we do not act against them now, they will surely gain the upper hand. Hiding the Exuvia was a necessary maneuver to take the initiative back, to play the spider while our foes scurry about.
Who's
Makes
this
sense to
enemy
me.
you're talking about?
What do you think, traveler?
It's him, isn't it?
Huh? What are you two talking about?
Well answered. The scenery out here is fine indeed, but the wind is a little strong. Our preparations to receive guests within are complete, so please, this way.
I kinda wanna explore the place before we go in. But I also really want to get more of the story done. I don't see any chests or anything. I guess we can go ahead on in.
Wowee! What a huge hall! Paimon's never seen such a fancy place before.
It's definitely very fancy looking. It's so pretty. Though mountains be raised and the ground beneath our feet crumble, never may the contract change. For it alone is the bedrock on which Mount Tianhang stands firm against the tides of ingenious machinations. I know extravagant places like this must be a nightmare to clean. It looks like she has enough staff for that, though. She had multiple people cleaning the place as we came down. See? Just imagine that they're actually cleaning with, like, rags in their hands or something.
Be at ease, you two. Make yourselves at home if you wish.
Can we really?
I'm so excited.
I have invited you two here as friends. And when friends come over to play, our enjoyment comes first. Naturally.
Is that what I think it is?
Ooh! Isn't this that legendary wall?
Why, you've kept your ear to the ground, I see.
Of course we have.
That's because even the storytellers are talking about it. Everyone's after a piece of paper from that wall. It's super famous.
That's because that wall records Leo's secrets. Merchants have always been attracted to secrets. But the secrets of the mercantile world are of no interest to you, are they, traveler? You're rather special, really, and I think you're quite aware of that. If possible, I'd like to have your trust. But if you were to choose the more trustworthy person between myself and Keqing...
Well, between your orthodoxy and her heterodoxy...
You'd pick Keqing? Nah, I had a feeling. I originally thought her a bit too hard-headed. With someone of her character on the Qixing, I've had some extra messes to clean up behind the scenes.
I'll try to imagine while their bare hands are wiping the walls.
But after she said those words, the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue? Well, I must say that quite a few of my doubts have been dispelled. I won't deny that Rex Lapis's passing seems advantageous to us. But, for Liyue's sake, we cannot allow ourselves to be shackled by rumors of our usurpation of power.
I surmise that the Fatui has a hand in these rumors.
Indeed. It seems that you understood what I meant to say from the very beginning. I called for the gag order and for the Exuvia to be hidden to temporarily stabilize the situation, and also to prevent something similar to the incident in Mondstadt. With Rex Lapis's death, the Fatui have busied themselves with many clandestine actions beyond their diplomatic remit. As the Tianquan, one responsible for Liyue, I cannot be too concerned with appearances when opposing them. Allowing the rite of parting to take place was also meant to buy some time for us to take control of Liyue's administration.
It's exactly as Zhongli said. The Qixing only provided the venue for their rite so they could use us for their own ends. Wait, that's right. Speaking of ends, could I say one other thing?
She said I instead of Paimon.
Of course.
Paimon's heard that anyone who sends a greeting gift gets a little something in return. So, does that include us?
It's all right. I like direct people. Well, we have made quite a bit of trouble for you recently. How about this? You can pick any one object here as you please, and you may take it with you.
Yay! Paimon was just waiting for you to say that. Let's see, what should we get? One of the sheets on that wall.
Why?
Don't look at Paimon like that. One of these sheets of paper will sell for crazy prices, even if it's only as large as Paimon's fingernail. Just imagine how much more a whole untorn sheet would sell for. Let's grab one, the biggest.
I guess we're picking a piece of paper.
Huh? Well, that was an easy search. The biggest sheet is right up there in the most obvious spot. Let's go with that one. La 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 la. Let's see what's written on it. Huh? There's a place marked with a circle on here. Oh, could it be treasure? Whatever it is, it better make us filthy rich. Let's see what's written over here. Sigil of permission, something, something, Fatui, research, copy. Huh? Aw, that doesn't sound like treasure at all. This piece of paper shows that a Qixing spy discovered traces of classified Fatui research on the Sigil of Permission. Oh, Ningguang did say that the Fatui have been up to all kinds of mischief in the shadows of Liyue. Spreading rumors, wanting to get their hands on the Arkhan's body and whatnot. But research on the Sigil of Permission? Paimon wonders what they're up to. Speaking of which, there's also some connection between you and the Sigil of Permission. Seems there's still more for us to find out.
Ningguang is clearly trying to steer us there.
Oh, you really think so? Well, should we not go then?
No, what I mean is...
Oh, so you're saying that it's precisely because we can't completely trust Ningguang that we should confirm the truth of what she says for ourselves.
Yeah.
That's way out of Paimon's league. Paimon thinks she's been nothing but good to us.
Definitely pirate treasure.
Anyway, we'll see
I doubt
if
it.
you're onto something. Before we look for Zhongli at Dihua Marsh, let's go to the place marked out on these papers and see if the Fatui really are up to no good there.
I don't want to leave the Jade Palace yet, though. It's so pretty in here. I kind of want to see if I can just glide all the way over there, but I have a feeling I cannot. We're gonna try. We're gonna see how close we can get. I kind of want to see if we can at least get all the way straight over Liyue, straight over Liyue Harbor. I think that would be funny. Just fly right past it. No time like the present, make it happen. Wow, we're actually making it pretty far. We actually did make it past the city. Okay. Now we can see about teleporting closer to where it actually is. But wow. We certainly made it a distance. gonna get to the top of this mountain. And then to the other side of it. And then it'll be time for more actual doing things. And story. And such. And so on. Oh hey, a chest.
All in a day's work.
Oh, I hate these guys. The frost dudes.
They really were Fatui at the location written down on this piece of paper. And they look really mad at us too.
Freshness bastard.
I missed a spot.
Chill to the bone. That seemed to work. I will end you. Almost.
Give me back my bow. Oh, that's right. This guy is also in trouble.
Must counterattack.
I must leave no stone unturned.
Let's end this quickly.
That's going back in the wash.
No one escapes my sight.
No, I wanted Lisa.
Don't be such a brute. Let's spunk things up a little. Leave it all to me.
Cooked food. Disgusting. Let's end this quickly.
It's surprising this game won't give you a mount, preferably a dragon.
I guess
Or
this is it.
mantis. I mean, that would be cool, but I'm not surprised that we don't get a mount. Okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. Maybe I need to be resonating with Geo?
Steady as stone.
This.
Give me this.
Let's move.
Someone needs assistance. Leave it all to me.
This one's well done.
As a dutiful maid would.
I'm gonna need food.
Roast and fry. You need to hurry up. This one's well done. You need to hurry up.
This guy's just stuck in this spot.
You need to hurry up.
I must leave no stone unturned.
I'm just gonna keep using him for healing since he's stuck.
you hurry up? This one's well done. Feels clogged.
There we go. Alright, and where's his friend?
Leave it all to me.
Here. Here. Huh? Here.
How can this be?
How long has it been since your stats increased? A little while.
Go on, give me a go.
But there's a lot of stuff that I
must leave
can't
no stone
increase the
unturned.
stats on right now, just because of adventure rank and
Not
such.
breaking a sweat.
And the fact that there are boss monsters I have to fight for some of it that I don't like fighting, so I've been avoiding it. Come on, dude. Come over here.
You.
My work finished.
Okay. Oh, why do I have a feeling this is going to be one of those things where it wants me to do it in a specific order?
Steady as stone.
We'll deal with it later.
Ooh, wonderful.
Who's trying to join my world right now? I'm busy. It says higher, but when I went up, I didn't see much. I guess you were too chill for him. Ha 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 ha. Ah, here it is. I just walked right past it before.
So many talismans here. And some stacks of blank paper too.
It looks like they're copying
What
the
are they
pattern on the
for?
talisman.
Paimon's seen this pattern before. But where? Oh, Paimon knows! It looks just like the sigil of permission the child gave you. But how did a relic of the Adepti end up in the hands of someone like Child? Suspicious.
It's not just a relic.
Oh, that's right. Cloud Retainer said that when the Lord of Geo created the Sigil of Permission, it wasn't to be used as some old relic. Talismans like that were once used in the Arkhan War to channel divine powers. Maybe the Fatui are copying the Sigil of Permission in hopes of achieving a similar effect.
That could be problematic.
Being able to channel divine power in battle? Whew, that sounds pretty dangerous.
Maybe this paper is only a snippet of a much bigger plan.
And the plot thickens. We'll need to keep an eye on Child, that's for sure. Alright, that's enough sticking around here. We gotta go meet up with Zhongli soon. The last stop on our rite of parting preparations tour is Dihua Marsh. Let's go! Paimon hates being late.
You were the one who wanted to do this detour, Paimon. I would have been perfectly happy checking it out after doing the rite of parting. There really isn't a good teleport point for this one. just gonna go past all of the nonsense that lives in those ruins. Hi, Zhongli.
Right on time. I myself only arrived moments ago. Did you enjoy your visit to the Jade Chamber?
It was so big and pretty and expensive. Paimon's never seen such a fancy schmancy place before.
Indeed. It's second to none in all of Liyue. Then you met with Ningguang, I trust? What did you talk about with her?
She's super rich and so generous. Paimon thinks she's very friendly.
Business people are always friendly when it suits their interests.
Yeah, her take on Ningguang is quite different from Paimon's. She thinks that even the tactless Yuheng is more trustworthy than her.
I hope there's a mod for this game where you can turn Paimon into a marshmallow with eyeballs. People already make enough jokes about her being food.
Oh, so you also met with Keqing then? What did she have to say?
She said the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue?
No respect for the divine. Indeed, contrary to the ever-bold Keqing, Ningguang is more of a businesswoman at heart, though they are both members of the Qixing. Although she's friendly, there's no way of clearly discerning her true intentions.
She's highly ambitious.
Yes, she has only relied on herself to rise to her current position. No ordinary person could ever achieve that. It's said that she's the one behind the constant expansion of the Jade Chamber. It's the second most important thing to her. Even if she ever gave up the position of Tianquan, she would never give up the Jade Chamber.
The Jade Chamber is only second. What's the most important thing to her then?
Why, Mora, of course.
Makes sense.
All Ningguang talked about was the Fatui this and the Fatui that. She said that after Rex Lapis was murdered, the Fatui have constantly been trying to sink their fingers into Liyue, and that they aren't to be trusted.
That is how the Fatui have always been. It doesn't surprise me in the least.
And now they are trying to reproduce the Sigil of Permission.
No matter what they may be planning, you must be careful when dealing with the Fatui. Always be on your guard.
So, is there anything we need to get for the rite of parting in Dihua Marsh?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is. Today, we'll be gathering wild glaze lilies.
Glaze lilies? Well, why did we come all the way out here? Doesn't the garden in Yujing Terrace have some? Even Qingsa Village has glaze lilies. Oh, right! Paimon remembers that Madame Ping is always tending to flowers. Maybe we could ask her.
No. Those lilies have all been gardened by people. They won't do it all. Dihua Marsh used to be full of glaze lilies. It is a sort of joyful flower that listens to human song. Before the Arkhan War, Dihua Marsh was all dry land and fertile soil. But the war caused landslides, and the land was flooded, turning it into the marsh you see now. Nearly all the glaze lilies were wiped out.
Well, that's a little sad.
Of course, there are some kinds of flowers that have been preserved and gardened by people in the city. But very few people know that glaze lilies may still be found in the wild. Wild glaze lilies have the strongest fragrance. If we want to follow the true tradition of the rite of parting, we must grind up the wild lilies and place the powder in a censer of everlasting incense. But I'll need your assistance in gathering these flowers.
You mean you need me to pick them?
No, I need you to sing to them.
What?
Singing to the flowers will make them more fragrant.
So how good is your singing?
I can hold a tune.
Really? Why doesn't Paimon believe you?
We'll only know once she starts singing.
missing you. I tried to say that in like the worst voice I could.
Whenever you're ready.
The text box just says clears throat.
Da 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 da.
What happened? These flowers are jumping. They look really angry. Is it because you sang a song for Mondstadt that they don't understand here in Liyue?
Someone needs assistance. Ugh, I missed a spot. Yeah. Steady as stone. I missed a spot.
I'm just glad it wasn't like a rhythm game or anything. Like, I'm good at rhythm games, but it's a lot harder when you don't already know the song. That worked or no? Well, apparently no.
Those weren't glaze lilies. Glaze lilies wouldn't hit people.
Those flowers put up quite a fight. This is almost like showtime at the Apollo. Oh dear.
This little monster is known as a whopper flower. Strange. These petals look interesting. The glaze lilies used as a disguise were buried with the whopper flower for too long. The result seems to have surprisingly potent medicinal value. Let's collect what we can of these petals.
Well, that's nice and all, but will those petals be useful for the rite of parting?
No.
Unfortunately, no.
I knew it.
That's so lame.
Excuse me.
Oh, hi, Ganyu.
Are you searching for glaze lilies?
Oh, hey! It's... what's her face?
I can choose to get her name wrong. I can choose to get her name wrong. Why? Why would that be one of the options? Hi, Ganyu.
Hello, traveler. I'm surprised you still remember my name. Ah, that reminds me. How was your visit to the Jade Chamber?
Well, it sure would have been better if you told us how to get up there.
Paimon has a point.
Didn't I tell you the way? Surely
Lol,
I did.
Whopper flower.
Nope, we found the way on our own.
It isn't a secret, so perhaps you just assumed we knew?
Oh, I see. Uh-oh. I guess I really did forget to tell them.
Something seems a little off about Ganyu. She's acting different from the first time we met. Where's her serious attitude now?
I see that you said do it, but it didn't come through fast enough. And she was glad I remembered her name. So I think we did good.
Ah, well, I met you at that time as an emissary of the Tianquan. But now, I am simply out on a stroll to see the flowers.
You came all the way out here to see the flowers? Why not just enjoy the gardens of the city?
Yujing Terrace is where Rex Lapis parted from this world. If I strolled through those lonely gardens now, I wouldn't be able to bear it. Whenever my duties take me near Yujing Terrace these days, I draw the windows to block my view of the gardens.
Aw.
Oh, sorry. We shouldn't have brought it up.
You feel so bad.
No, it's quite alright. I just haven't processed my emotions yet. When the Arkhan War came to its end 2,000 years ago, the first iteration of the Seven would gather in Liyue and drink with Rex Lapis. But 5 of those original 7 had already passed before Rex Lapis. It's truly a changing of the guard.
So that means...
Yes. Now that the spirit of Rex Lapis has returned to the heavens, only Barbados of Mondstadt remains of the first 7. The other 5, including Inazuma's Raiden Shogun, are no longer the same friends from 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, on your end, the messages come in delayed. Yeah, I have a really big delay for some reason, which is weird because I have a really good connection. But the delay's pretty huge. My friends have told me that if I started using Twitch, though, the delay wouldn't be nearly as bad. I just need to actually figure out Twitch.
Of the current 7 Archons, the youngest is Sumeru's god of Dendro. She is merely 500 years old, whereas Rex Lapis was more than 6,000 years old at the time of his passing. This means that Liyue had been under Rex Lapis's rule from the moment it was first founded 3,700 years ago. The city has never had to bid farewell to its deity.
So what do you think of this farewell?
Huh? This is a little sudden. As a mortal, I've never dared to imagine a Liyue without Rex Lapis. But as an Adeptus, I think I will eventually come to grips with reality.
An Adeptus?
Since Rex Lapis has passed, the time of Liyue's contract with the gods and Adepti has now reached its end.
Huh? Did you just say, as an Adeptus?
Thank you,
Yes,
Paimon.
I am a mix of human and Qilin. Adeptus blood flows through my veins. I fought for Rex Lapis and the city of Liyue during the Arkhan War. After the war ended, I signed a contract with Rex Lapis and took the position as secretary for the Qixing. I've continued those duties to this very day.
That explains the horns.
Well, let's save that conversation for another day. You say that you are here looking for glaze lilies?
You shouldn't need Twitch, though, because I've seen YouTube streams where the chat messages come in at a timely fashion. Well, you've got to remember, too, that a lot of other YouTube chats move a lot faster than mine, so it might look like they're coming in more timely. But, because I have a... You know... I have a very small audience, so there's not often a lot going in my chat. So I might only get one message every 5 minutes, and so if that message is even a little late, it feels like there's more delay than if you were judging by, like, watching a Markiplier stream, where the second he says anything, suddenly there's 500 new messages already.
I also know where wild glaze lilies can be found. See, I've just picked one myself. Here, you may have it if you wish.
We dare not refuse it.
Oh, so did you sing a song before you picked the lily?
Indeed, I did. I know this tradition well. In fact, I sang a local Liyue ballad to it.
Oh, wow, so you really know your stuff, too. Thanks, Ganyu.
No, it is you who I should be thanking. If not for this chance meeting, I never thought that I would be able to contribute to the upcoming farewell for our ancient lord. If you would excuse me, I should return to my work now. Good luck.
Thank you, Ganyu.
And that just about does it. Our preparations for the rite of parting are mostly finished. Given the ease of picking glaze lilies, I think this was a fitting end to our tasks, in more ways than one.
Zhongli, you seem suited to working in an agricultural environment.
Yeah, Paimon can already imagine him starting a business in Liyue.
I've had enough ventures in my life already. Beginning a new undertaking is always difficult at first, and requires no small amount of effort. And once business is at full steam, the stress of it all only wears away at you over time. So you must be careful to take the time to step back and re-examine yourself. If left unchecked, the wear and tear on your heart may go well past mending.
Wow. See? Zhongli sounds like he's already seen it all. Alright, I think it's about time we head back to Liyue Harbor now.
Are we finally gonna do the red party? It looks like we might be getting stopped at the gate. If my keyboard were working properly, you'd see a ton more messages from me right about now. I wasn't trying to say that you don't send enough messages. It's just that when you have a smaller audience, there's less messages in general. That's a Fatui.
What happened? The city gate is swarming with Millilith and the Fatui?
Ah, you're the consultant to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Mr. Zhongli, I presume. The Millilith are watching our every move now. These are desperate times. We mustn't act rashly.
Desperate times?
The Adepti of Joyun Karst are finally on the move.
Do they intend to exercise force?
Most likely. I've heard that some members of the Qixing have already gone to meet them. Well, I say meet, but it's more like they're attempting to stall the Adepti outside the city.
Oh dear.
However, both sides were quite obstinate and hit an impasse.
It seems inevitable, given the current situation.
The Adepti do not acknowledge the Qixing. They only acknowledge the contracts of the Geo-Arkhan. If the two sides come to blows, Liyue Harbor will be in no position to stop them.
Surely the Liyue Qixing are not the sort to give in so easily.
Their boneheadedness is known throughout the lands. Yet it's because of that obstinacy that mortals and Adepti are now on the verge of conflict.
And what now? How is it that the Fatui have come under fire?
That's all Ningguang's doing. She proclaimed that in these tumultuous times, the Millilith must rein in the actions of the Fatui. Only now do they want to start keeping tabs on us? That's the Qixing for you.
Oh, I know, it's just so weird not being able to type as fast as I would like to. Oh, I get that. I feel that. The keyboard on my laptop stopped working properly about a year ago at this point. So I have to have a different keyboard plugged into it. But for a while, I was just sort of typing with it being broken. And I would have to press the J key like 15 times to get a J. And then, like, if I wanted an L or a P, that would also be like 100 clicks. Until eventually those buttons just stopped working altogether, and that's when I got a new keyboard.
Anyway, Mr. Zhongli, you're one of Child's close associates. Please understand that your actions will reflect on us. Don't let anyone catch you off guard.
It looks like things are about to boil over in Liyue Harbor.
We can't just stand by and watch.
Do you intend to use your neutral identity as an intermediary between both sides? Or will you use your sword to turn the balance? Neither path is an easy one.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Zhongli, we've heard that the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor has also been caught up in all of this. They're currently squaring off with the authorities at the gates.
Things are taking a turn for the worse. I'm afraid I must leave now to handle things back at Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. I hope that Master Hu has been able to keep things under control for the moment. Consider your next course of action carefully, Traveler. If you're trying to prevent an explosion, it may be wisest to look for the fuse first.
He just blinked out.
Seems to be quite the double-edged sword. So what does Zhongli mean by looking for the fuse? Oh, Paimon gets it. If there's anyone that wants to see the whole city turned upside down, it's definitely him.
Unfortunately, though, I don't have an external keyboard, so I'm stuck like this. I was using a hand-me-down for a bit, and then now I have like a nice gaming keyboard that you would expect to see plugged into like a nice like modern gaming PC, but it's plugged into my like 6 or 7 year old gaming laptop. But as long as you have working USB ports, it should be pretty easy to get an external keyboard. As long as you can find one within your budget.
He must be waiting for the moment when no one is watching to do something really bad. But where could we find him now? Where would he go at a time like this?
There's only one place he would go. Time to go to the Golden House. Just follow the path and I should be there in no time. I haven't even been over here. Yeah. Just, yeah. This place is pretty. Your masked friend you were talking with earlier seems to have migrated from Persona 5. No, that's just what the Fatui look like. The Golden Shadow. Your pursuit of the truth brings you to the very heart of the political storm that has been slowly brewing in Liyue Harbor. It is time to peer beyond the glittering gold and see what lurks in the shadows. Let's go. I think everyone's strong enough. Actually, wait a minute. We're gonna make sure everybody's as leveled up as possible. So, Traveler's at 61. Amber's only at 50. Actually, let's make sure Noelle is max level first, since she's our healer. Okay. Then we can go back to Amber. Okay. Her weapons her weapon is as advanced as we can get it right now. My weapon's as advanced as I can get it right now. Her weapon's as advanced as it can be right now. Her weapon's as advanced as it can be right now. Okay. And we have plenty of food, so we should be good to go in now. Alright. It's time to see what's lurking in the shadows.
Wow! This is the Golden House? It looked impressive enough from the outside, but who would have guessed that it was even fancier on the inside? And so full of Mora. This is where all of Teyvat's Mora is minted, right? In that case, maybe they won't notice if a few Mora go missing.
Touch a single Mora and we're done for.
Oh, so it's a trap! Tricky, tricky. Good thing Paimon's got you here. But even if we can't take any, we can still have a closer look, right?
Noodles. I might have noodles for dinner after this. I like noodles.
Or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of Mora. It's like a dream come true.
We'd better check on the Exuvia first.
Oh, right. Back to business. It's quiet. Too quiet. Surely someone's gotta be guarding something as important as the Exuvia. Huh? Look! What happened here?
They've been knocked unconscious.
Uh-oh. Paimon smells trouble. Quick! We have to go make sure that the Exuvia is all right.
Openly telling you to steal, lol. Yeah, Paimon's not a good person.
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here? Haven't you already seen enough trouble for today?
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way.
Looks like I was just in time then.
Although I'm deeply grateful to you that I was able to effortlessly find this secret location, don't you think that trying to stop me now would just be wasted effort? Stopping the Mora Mints, hiding away the Exuvia. The Chising are really pulling out all the stops this time.
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia all along?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, it's my duty to see the will of the Tsaritsa fulfilled. She will get that which she desires.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
I'm not asking for your blessing, and there's nothing you can do to stop me anyway.
I could kick your ass. I could very much kick your ass. It's a thing I can do.
The time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, I would have skipped that stage to begin with. But I'm willing to do as the Tsaritsa deems fit. Either way, we now come to my favorite part. A simple pleasure, and one that I am oh so delighted to be sharing with you. The battle.
Yeah, we're gonna beat his ass.
Battle? So you're the type that goes looking for trouble, huh?
Yes, he is.
You could say that. When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, she swiftly left the scene once her mission was accomplished. Instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. She wouldn't want the knights to come running towards the sound of battle now, would she? When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission, weigh the outcomes, and consider the consequences of her actions. But as for me, The greatest pleasure of being a harbinger lies in crossing blades with strong opponents.
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever happen again!
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Good. I won't kill you, Traveler. I'll just play along, to feel the thrill of battle.
He sure does like to talk a lot, holy moly. Yeah, but he's gotta have his monologue before the boss fight.
Besides, you could never defeat me, not even in your wildest dreams. But hey, try to relish the fight anyway, because if you ask me, without that, what else is there?
I could never defeat you? You're completely delusional. You probably could have knocked him unconscious in the time it'd take him to be done. Yeah.
Fighting talk, I love it! Now let's see you live up to it.
You're on.
This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with the Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint. A fine opportunity. Cowering already?
I was not cowering. In fact, I was still hitting you.
How unbecoming.
I'll catch up. Someone needs assistance.
You're wide open.
Hold on.
Try this.
Not so hard!
There's no pausing, really? It's in single player.
Celestial Voyager. Cowering already?
I'm not cowering, I'm... Okay, hold on. Something got in my eyes. And now they're watering really bad. Give me just a sec to actually get that sorted, and we'll continue the fight. I can't see when my eyes do that, though. It's the worst they've gotten in a while, actually. Messes with my sinuses, too, as you can tell from the sniffling. Okay. While we're already in the menu, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of heals. Howdy! Hello! Welcome in! We're in the middle of a boss battle.
Cowering already?
Steady as stone. Time to clean up. Someone needs assistance.
Poor timing. You've made some progress. So quick to flee.
I have not fleed even once.
I must leave no stone unturned.
Not bad, not bad. Guess I should take you more.
Ha!
Haha, good. No wonder Senora was so wary of you.
Phase 2.
That just means I can go all out. Brace
shit,
yourself.
You changed elements.
This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger.
Leave it all to me.
All you do is run.
I have not run from you! If you feel like you need to stop, let us know. No, it's alright. It's just a thing that happens sometimes. I'll be okay.
No use hiding back there.
I have not been doing any running or hiding, except to dodge the occasional attack.
I must leave no stone unturned.
Raging tide. Right. Crush you.
No escape.
There it is.
Not so hard.
This.
Prepare to be blown away.
He does a lot of damage now.
Steady as stone.
Does something else catch your eye? No use hiding
Your
back
eyes might
there.
be a bit dry. No, like I said, it's just a thing that happens. I'm alright, I promise. I made a promise not only to you guys, but to the people that I love that I won't let doing the streaming have a negative impact on my health. So I absolutely promise that if I have to stop, I will.
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get.
What just happened?
Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing us to get close to the Exuvia.
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected. Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now.
It's not in there.
I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
I don't know what you're talking about. Why would I have it? Oh, he's big mad now. Oh, shit.
Not bad. But this is going to cost you!
Well, shit.
You got to the Gnosis ahead of me, didn't you? Did you simply move faster? Or did you leak the information regarding the Golden House to me on purpose? No matter. Hand the Gnosis over, now. Don't
I
make
will
me
not.
take it from you.
Mostly because I don't have it.
Let him take it.
And even if we did, why would we give it to you? Well, you had a good run. Hey, don't count me out just yet.
I must leave no stone unturned.
You've got to remember, this is still an RPG, and I'm still over-leveled as fuck.
Someone...
Oh, he didn't like me doing that. Ah. That's not good.
Die here.
Leave it all to me.
there's nowhere to run. That's why I'm not running.
I must leave no stone unturned.
You know, that's very true. I know. I only say the truth.
Steady as stone.
Die here.
Leave it all to me.
Where are you going? I'm back here. Ha!
Some you win, and some you lose.
We did it.
Look! Child's back to normal again!
Well then, time to cool off. It seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. I lacked the opportunity to think this through. And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the Gnosis. You had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been taken.
That's what we've been trying to tell you! We didn't take it!
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be?
Because I'm gradually restoring my former power.
You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb my curiosity.
Thank you for the applause.
This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend. Even if our friendship can only be shown in battle against one another.
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end. My quest still beckons. Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. Perhaps it was never in the Exuvia to begin with. In fact, it might be that the Exuvia was just a diversion of sorts.
What? So you mean that...
The corpse was fake?
Yes, it appears so. Interesting to say the least. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well versed in little maneuvers beyond the boundaries of contracts. As such, we must now look to our backup plan.
Backup plan?
I don't like that they have a backup plan.
I had hoped it would never come to this, for the weak will be swept away in the process. The truth is, the world belongs to those who pursue strength. I seldom willingly involve myself with the weak. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui Harbingers. Children must all learn to eat their vegetables sometime.
So what are you planning to do?
This guy has the most anime dialogue you could come up with. Yeah, I mean, this is a very anime-styled game. I am not surprised.
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyon's stone forest.
Uh-oh.
A god?
Osial, overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the Geo-Arkhan in the Arkhan War, and who has remained pinned beneath the waves by the Geo-Arkhan's stone spears ever since. If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, defenseless without the protection of its deity, Do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the ensuing destruction?
But the Arkhan War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient god appear in a world now overseen by the Seven?
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Oh, shit.
Hey, those are sigils of permission! Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
You've been trying to duplicate them.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, breaking the subduing might of the Geo-Archon spears for a time should be no obstacle. Using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me, and is largely against my principles. But knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo-Archon to show its hand, but you as well, that makes matters a little more intriguing.
I knew we shouldn't have trusted that guy from the very beginning. Holy shit! That's not good.
Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast. What's going on?
This is getting much more intense than I anticipated. It's Sharknado all over again. I really hope it doesn't result in, like, it raining sharks.
Paimon's exhausted. If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden House, we really wouldn't have known which way to go. Did we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex still in the sea? It hasn't destroyed Liyue yet, has it?
What are you doing here?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Chising. Is the fighting over?
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now and unite against this common enemy.
Awesome.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to defend Liyue? Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pit in Paimon's tummy, even from all the way out here.
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient god's presence seems to be too much for ordinary people to handle. Which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer to Liyue Harbor.
Exhausted? What does Paimon do again? I guess all of her floating is really hard work for her.
So the Arkhan War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing? Now that's scary. So will the power of the Chising, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop that god?
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is not necessarily.
What? But all of you were supposed to be the guardians of Liyue. Can't you think of something?
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Chising did once research the matter of the Guizhong ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, One who did craft the Guizhong ballista with one's own hands is here. For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet, it would take one, but a little tinkering to turn this ballista into an engine of war beyond your wildest thoughts.
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we should be thankful for.
Oh, I understand now. I was being sarcastic.
So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength to man it. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins now.
Yep.
Huh? Not Fatui. Can't they just leave us be? The pre-rendered cutscenes think I'm resonating with Geo.
The three Adepti are manning
But
the
Animo
Guizhong
is
ballista.
better for combat.
Do
half
not
the
let the
time.
Fatui disturb their work.
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you? One wishes to witness.
Time to fulfill
Wait,
my
everything's wet. I should be using Lisa.
I miscalculated. How can this be? My work finished. Looks like I went too far. Yes.
As long as I keep the ballistas alive, we should be able to beat it.
That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with it. Be careful not to get hit.
Oh, shit. Ouch.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
Need to heal Lisa back up.
Someone needs it as a good night shirt.
The ancient god's attacking again! There are so many Fatui too! We can't look!
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children?
Huh?
Stone, don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is Adeptal energy! That light from your body, it's like the time in Julian Karst! Wow, it's Madame Ping's shockwave! This granny's really strong!
Oh, wow. She like quintupled our damage.
Looks like I went too far.
Leave it all to me.
Understood.
Let's move.
Someone needs assistance.
We can do this.
With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil. Cast your fear of injury by the wayside and fight with all your might. I too did this during the Arkhan War.
So this is what Ganyu's like in a fight!
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
Wow, we move so much faster now!
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
Put your back into it. Don't get in the way.
As a dutiful maid would.
No excuse for slacking.
I'll catch up.
My duty at an end.
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak.
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Time to clean up.
I guess this is it. This isn't good.
Lisa's fully healed. Good. Come on.
Let's spark things up a little.
The Fatui's numbers are thinning!
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
Did we actually get all of the Fatui?
The interlopers are no more. Now we may
Good.
commit ourselves fully.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
That's not good. Oh shit. The ballistas! We just worked so hard defending them! Oh good. We didn't all just die horribly there.
Be careful now.
The Guizhong ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have Another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What?
What is the meaning of this?
But it's your life's work!
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Holy shit. Loading screen, loading screen, loading screen. We defeated that ancient god, but at what cost? Wait, you can fly though. I have a glider, but I can't actually like fly. But I could have taken out my glider and not died.
Is it finally over?
Come on, textures, load in. There you go.
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any waves again.
Good.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely have been in great jeopardy.
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which we came.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income in preparation for building the Jade Chamber. At first, it was only the size of a small room, but with continued expansion, it has become the palace that lies before you now. It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as the backbone of the Liyue Qixing. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves at least some recognition, don't you agree?
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our negotiations. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today. But please forgive us. We cannot yield to your wishes.
I love it. When she appears on the screen, they show her from the leg up.
Oh.
Yes. Her very nice legs.
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis to protect Liyue 3,700 years ago. Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone, just as it was thousands of years before. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all those years ago. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city and each of the citizens that dwell within it.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
Yes.
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue in a new light.
Forebearers, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each passing generation of the Qixing leaves many things of value to be inherited by the next generation. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world, establishing a network of contracts which has since come to be known as trade. But I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him in silence until the moment I awoke.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
When there is discord between the Guardians and those they are meant to defend, harmony becomes very difficult to restore.
Right! That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds and the people of the Animal Arkhan. The Animal Arkhan sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of both, and that nothing good would come of it.
This is what we learned in the City of Freedom.
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such succor.
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens? I know I already have, so why not see for yourselves?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millelith. I have come to extend my thanks to the Adepti. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly battered as I feared we might be.
Yeah.
Although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promise to hold the line and never betray the grace given to us by the illuminated Adepti this day.
While Paimon explained that well, she is capable of explaining things well on occasion, but in general, she kinda sucks. But I am grateful to her for that one useful explanation.
Huh? Why does everyone look so down? Didn't we just beat that big monster?
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite the predicament.
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millelith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. Everyone was there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks and loads of things that make the harbor so pretty. Thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please come visit us for the next lantern rite.
Aww.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. It must be hard being an Adeptus. Aww.
You see, this is what Liyue is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adepti's power to solve every little niggling matter. Although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be found in those we call mortals. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed. Now is the time of contracts between Liyue and its people.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you say so, Cloud Retainer?
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition to Liyue Harbor.
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
They've listened to what the people have said, and they're trying to understand things from their perspective.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, Conqueror of Demons.
Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. The city of Liyue has changed much after our long separation. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have once again changed the place beyond recognition. Fair enough. Away we shall, and return whence we came.
What's up, Mooncarver?
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist no further. But how will we ensure that the Liyue Qixing will not simply exploit their power once we depart? In my view, that is still a thing to be guarded against.
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left to the people of Liyue.
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends well, huh?
The Adepti were quite reasonable in the end.
Oh, right! It's nice that we've got peace and all, but we're forgetting one thing. Child wanted to unleash the god so he could lure Rex Lapis out. But we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own. So Rex Lapis never showed up.
That's a good point.
Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom of that Arkhan's death too?
Very good points.
Hyman doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adepti-less rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshan Funeral Parlor.
Wherever the hell that is. But wow, we actually made it through those 2 in a row boss fights. And we saved Liyue. For now anyway. But we saved Liyue. The land of the Geo Arkhan.
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that Wangshan Funeral Parlor isn't in the best state to receive guests.
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him we're here?
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment. It seems he went to Northland Bank.
Oh dear.
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the Fatui? Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went to the Golden House. Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the Fatui at a time like this could only mean more trouble. We had better go and make sure that everything is okay.
Good idea, Paimon. Let's go.
Feel free to take a look around.
Bad news for my purse.
Wait. What? I swear I know how to play this game and how to navigate the map.
Take a look around.
Here we go.
What should I put in my letter?
You call
Oh,
this
dear.
cooperation between Harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child.
Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? I'm sure you must have enjoyed that. Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And you! You're also one of the Harbingers?
Signora.
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, was it? I'm glad you still remember my name. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly as something precious was snatched away from your friend.
I still have time to take it back.
No, don't let her get to you. You've yet to gather the powers of all 7 elements, and our last battle at the Golden House was almost more than you could handle. So it might be best to keep things peaceful this time, seeing that 2 of the Harbingers are here.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit awkward, wouldn't you say?
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally.
Sure you didn't.
Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end.
I will beat your ass a second time. Don't cross me.
Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but that's up to you. The real deceivers here are Signora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on.
Signora and Zhongli.
So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through here. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind. The Gnosis, please.
Agreement?
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now bestowed unto thee. For my promise is solid as stone.
What the heck?
How sanctimonious.
So Zhongli is actually Rex Lapis.
What? So you're the Lord of Geo? No, wait. That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the Fatui?
Yeah, that's my question.
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you, and splat! This big dragon falls out of the sky, and all of Liyue goes into an uproar. Talk about a disaster.
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over. That's what he wanted to see, am I right?
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. It is now 3,700 years ago that I founded Liyue, together with the Adepti. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself that cracks had not begun to form, and that the end of my time had not yet come, until one drizzly day. As I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished your duties. Go ahead and call it a day." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself, have I already finished my duties?
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many reasons still remained to not hastily depart. Was Liyue The city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? I decided that a test was needed in order to reveal the answer. So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Qixing to play their roles together on the stage that was Liyue.
Let me guess. You had another plan in case it all burned down?
That's right. Which is why I continued to safeguard the Gnosis until now.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue back under control?
Of course. And it would have been all too easy for him, too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death of its deity.
In the end, the resolution to all that has transpired was even more satisfactory than I could have hoped for. Take the Adepti, for instance. Owing to their years of seclusion, they were the least informed. Yet when faced with a crisis, they commendably showed the greatest amount of restraint possible. Not only did they manage to cooperate with the Qixing, but in the end, they even made efforts to understand the hearts of the people. Credit is also due to Signora, the emissary dispatched by the Cryo Archon to fulfill our contract. At my request, she kept everything she knew in strict confidence. This despite the eavesdropping ears of her colleague, Child.
This is the kind of guy you cover up with a blanket and call it a day? Yeah. I kind of want to knock all these people out right now.
This meant I could remain as Zhongli, even having the chance to fulfill the age-old traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. Thank you for joining me on this journey, traveler. All of these things turned out as I had planned. There is only one thing that I had not anticipated, and that was the conduct of the Liyue Qixing. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. But when all was said and done, they seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to quickly gain complete control of Liyue.
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all.
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for the most. As such, this is the best parting gift anyone could have given this god of old.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me?
No.
You've practically kept me in the dark.
Literally nobody gives a single shit about your feelings right now, Child.
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. The Lord of Geo ought to thank you for your performance, if anything. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo Archon, Liyue would never have been able to become a dazzling diamond of a city.
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight?
You've really embarrassed yourself this time.
Hey, haven't you learned the Liyue saying, don't always call it as you see it?
No, I don't think I'm familiar with that one.
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa. Come, Child.
Ah, fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
I'd like to know what the Cryo Archon offered you.
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade. Paimon has no idea what could be a good trade for a Gnosis.
Realistically speaking, there is no such thing.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. If the deal was of no benefit, then I certainly would not be inclined to agree to it. My agreement with the Cryo-Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo-Archon. My contract to end all contracts. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scales, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Oh, fuck you. I deserve a proper answer. Fine. So really, everyone in the entire room are villains. Except us. We weren't villains. Zhongli would just give over his power like that and then not even tell anyone why.
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we've spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
You're right, Paimon. Let's go.
Well, since we're going through with this rite of parting, I guess it means that those rumors hit the nail on the head.
Paimon's 100% a villain. I doubt that. She's too helpful to us.
So Rex Lapis is really... But they didn't catch the culprit, did they?
Oh, come on. Do you think that the assassin could have been a normal person? You know what I think. I don't think any of the gossip on the streets you hear from those shady types is worth anything. There's only one real possibility in my mind. I've heard that the assassin was that Fatui fellow. Youngish, pretty high in rank. I think they called him Child.
The Fatui? They certainly are very suspicious. Who knows what those greedy, crooked folks...
Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui catch you in their sights, Rex Lapis won't be around to protect you this time.
He's got a point. But I agree with Shit Talker.
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been 2,000 years since Rex Lapis subdued it.
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of the incident with Rex Lapis, too.
Yeah?
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our lord and released that evil god might have been one and the same?
Now that you mention it, that's very possible. Yes, it's very possible indeed. I mean, it all fits together. That person must have colluded with the evil god to harm Rex Lapis. Oh, that wicked, black-hearted scoundrel. Still, what sort of supernatural prowess must this person possess to be able to do such things? I have never heard of such a person in all my years.
Ah, forget it. Guessing's no use to us. Look, the Millilith over there looks like he's about to make an announcement. Let's hear what the Ministry of Civil Affairs has to say first.
Alright, we'll do the rite of parting, and then we'll go to bed. That's crazy, because I remember about 30 minutes ago, Paimon was encouraging you to do a little thieving. Look, being a bad guy doesn't necessarily make you a villain. She's not actively trying to, like, destroy society or anything. She's not trying to kill people. She just doesn't see anything wrong with theft. You wouldn't call every petty thief in the world a villain, would you? Seems like a bit strong of a word to me.
Hear ye all! The Chi Sing's words. Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. This is common knowledge. Gods and Adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. So rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis was murdered. Now, let the truth be revealed. Having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis's soul has recouped the celestial heights. He beseeches the people of Liyue to grieve not, and to let not their hearts be saddened. Nor are they to believe street-born rumors, or indulge in baseless speculation.
Paimon needs a translation on what the Qixing's announcement said.
They said that Rex Lapis died because of a divine trial.
So that's how they're spinning it. Something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murderer? Not to mention how this excuse sounds like something they just made up on the spot. Could the Qixing already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't dead? But Zhongli said that neither they nor the Adepti knew anything.
He did say that.
Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands?
I think you've hit the bullseye this time.
Exactly, right? Ooh, seems like the rite of parting has been going on for a while now. Let's go have a look.
Not yet, lol. Are you implying that eventually Paimon's gonna suddenly try to destroy the world after helping us save it more than once?
Look, it's Ningguang and Keqing. Are they saying something? Are their speeches over?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also the end of an era.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous. But blinded by our prosperity, we forgot that time can be pitiless.
The long, unending dream of our Arkhan walking among us.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say farewell. Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts? As we build a new age of prosperity?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yes,
Oh, hi.
She really is looking our way.
We were just here to watch.
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young.
The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach is long. Name your price. You deserve that much.
What?
Whoa.
No, Paimon does not get to choose.
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Hey, she actually got a line! Like a spoken line. We just want to find our brother. Talk to the people.
Rex Lapis. Oh, Rex Lapis.
Won't be long before she betrays you, then turns you into a Snickers bar. But then she'd return back to normal after she ate us. Because that's the whole thing with Snickers bar. Is you're not you when you're hungry, but then you eat a Snickers and you go back to normal.
Now that I think about it, if everyone's of the same mind as me, Perhaps mementos for Rex Lapis might be the best short-term business opportunity.
And to think I'd put my best perfume on before coming here, thinking you'd like it.
What?
But it seems as if those perfumes really were meant to be offered to Rex Lapis.
They were.
Well, that's fine. Suffer no rivals in love, they say. And that's 3 gone in 1 stroke.
You're weird. I hope I never have to speak to you again. There's the bell. There's supposed to be one more person for me to talk to. I guess I'm talking to Madame Ping?
As for the mortals and Adepti of Liyue, what shape shall our relationship take from now on?
It's a good question. Look for Zhongli. Oh, there he is. Hey, hey you! I'm still mad at you! Come back here.
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this. Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions, thinking that they'll never see Rex Lapis again. And here you are looking all relaxed.
Why would I not feel more at ease after laying down the burden I have borne for 3,700 years? Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should treat you to a meal at the Xinye kiosk.
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout, but you'd have to pay out your nose just to stand inside Xinye kiosk. Are you sure you can afford it?
You're right. I do like the Mora.
You've been this way the entire time, but why would Morax lack Mora? I can tell you've done your Snickers bar research. No, I've just seen a lot of ads.
As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, I should abide by the same rules that mortals do. When I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon. So I had to rehearse a little for my new life.
The teaser? Teaser for what? Did I miss something?
Oh, no wonder. Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price tags when we were spending because you've never had to. But since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to, you had to try becoming a parasite to society who lives off of other people's credit.
She worded it so rudely, but she's not wrong.
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. You don't have to say it like that. In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. We also exchange knowledge, memories, and foresight, as well as positions, roles, and lives.
The new Olivia High song? I don't know who that is. But I'm sure it's super exciting, and I'm glad that you got to see the teaser.
The Arkhan Morax could never experience life as the true mortal Zhongli could, no matter how many times he descended to be with his people. I must thank you for that. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli, traveling the streets of Liyue with you.
It was a fine journey.
That is true. But there is no journey that does not end. No meetings without partings.
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and continue our search for the Seven.
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, Inazuma, is presently closed.
Closed?
Yes. The nation has been closed by order of its deity, the Arkhan Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis, she too goes by another name among locals in Inazuma.
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before. Raiden?
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the shogun of Inazuma, people call her the Raiden Shogun.
The Inazuma Shogunate.
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember that always being the case. It wasn't that bad last year. Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there? Just how did Inazuma become a closed nation?
It's because of visions.
Visions? Isn't that the thing that lets people harness elemental power?
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often bemoan their lack of power. But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, the gods will look upon them with favor. This is what visions are. Magical foci bestowed upon those who have been acknowledged by the gods.
Uh-huh. That's how people in Teyvat see it.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating the Vision Hunt Decree.
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlay them upon the hands of the statue of the omnipresent god.
Oh, I don't like that idea.
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessings from the gods?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are divine blessings that they should be under the sole dominion of divinity.
Whoa, that's harsh.
The Anemo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It seems as though she has finally decided to eliminate any unstable elements that could pose a threat to her eternal realm.
That is not good. That sounds like a very bad time of badness.
The fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve to pursue eternity.
And you handed over your Gnosis to her.
Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of when proclaiming that decree to her people. 7 ideals for 7 gods. And of these, eternity is nearest unto the heavenly principles.
Heaven.
All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
About the trial.
Ah, that was a good one. Failing a divine trial. How they came up with that excuse, I will never know. That said, the reason why the Qixing were so eager to resolve the incident and stop pursuing the culprit was indeed because they received news in secret that Rex Lapis was not dead.
Paimon called it.
I hinted as much to the Adepti as well. How did I accomplish that, you ask? Have you ever heard of this particularly convenient Adepti art known as gifting dreams and visions? All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
What about Child?
Yeah, about that. Before the Qixing made their announcement, we listened to a lot of people talking on the way. Most of them put the blame for everything on Child.
These are indeed false accusations. But it remains undeniably true that Child did send people to the Jade Chamber to prevent the Adepti and the Qixing from defeating the ancient god. I've heard that Ningguang is busy milking that for all it's worth on the foreign relations front at the moment, browbeating the envoys of the Fatui. Ha! Those poor Snezhnayan diplomats. If it were not for Child's exalted position as a harbinger, I'm certain that they would have shifted all the blame to him and called for his dismissal by now. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
As for the Qixing...
The time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue? Keqing is absolutely right in saying this. Now, though I did laud Ningguang's desire for power, believing this to be a good thing, and thought as a matter of course that she must have been behind the Qixing's plan to take governing power over Liyue from the hands of the gods and Adepti, could the original person who brought up the idea of seizing power have been...
So you're just going to let this guy go free, even after everything he did? Apparently! Even though he's no longer a god, which means that we could kill him. And then go kill Child. Because he's also to blame. And then also beat the shit out of the Tsaritsa. And Signora.
All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
Now, about Mora.
That's right. Zhongli, now that you don't have your gnosis, what's going to happen to all the Mora in Teyvat? Since Morax is dead, are they all just gonna disappear? Also, isn't the Golden House the only mint in the entire continent? Will it even continue to work?
The Mora present now will not vanish. But the Golden House will indeed have to cease operations for a lengthy period of time, since creating Mora requires the use of the Geo-Archon's power.
This is terrible! We're all about to run out of Mora! The world is coming to an end!
Yes, this is indeed a major issue from a financial standpoint. Well, I suppose we'll just leave such troublesome matters to the Liyue Qixing to debate.
That's not an acceptable answer!
Set some private funds aside for yourself?
Oh, a private fund. This does seem like a good, logical, common-sense idea.
You didn't do it, did you?
It's a shame.
What's a shame?
It's a shame that I didn't think of it at the time.
I knew it!
All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
I think we did all of them. Yeah, we did all of them. There's nothing else.
Well then, I suppose you'll have to find a way to get inside this closed nation. Have patience. I suspect that some serendipity must first come into play.
We did it. All right. And with that, I think we can call it a day. That sure was a 4-hour stream. I'm trying to find a good spot to have like a nice view while we close out. There we go. Thank you so much everyone for coming and hanging out and watching. We did it! We saved Liyue! We figured out what happened with Rex Lapis. We helped Zhongli enter retirement, even though I'm really mad about how he went about it. And next time, we get to start to figure out how we're going to get to Inazuma. But until then, we're gonna call it here. But I do have an exciting announcement. A friend of mine gifted me a copy of Pokemon Legends Arceus. So tomorrow, instead of playing Monster Hunter Rise, we're gonna be playing Pokemon Legends Arceus. I'm so excited. I don't usually get to play new games while they're still new. But yes, I will be posting the updated schedule that says as much on Twitter later tonight and in the server as well. And I cannot wait to see you guys there. I'm so pumped to play this game. You have no idea. Alright. You guys have a good night. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!
Ah.